No. I've fed my fish black worms for like the longest time. Like, I'll feed them a mixture of black worms and blood worms. And as I've known for a while, there's sometimes hitchhikers that come in the bag of worms. Sometimes there's hitchhikers that come in the bag of worms, and you're always wondering, hey, what's the hitchhiker? What's coming in on your bag of worms or your bag of live food, right? Can anyone tell me what that is? If you can tell me what that is, then you're a genius. I already know what it is, but if you can tell me what that is, then you're a genius. See, I already know what it is because, no, it's not a slug. It's not a slug. I knew somebody was going to say that. I knew somebody was going to say that. We got a winner. We got a winner. Amphibian, you guessed it, bro. You guessed it. Yeah, it's a leech. I just thought that was an interesting thing to do a video about, you know? Not every time somebody gets to see my bed, you know? But, yeah, it's a leech. The question is... the question is what to do with it. I don't believe in killing things like that. You know, I'd like to put it on my skin, but I fear then I wouldn't be able to get it off. But actually, I've put them in the tank, and I've watched puffers. You're probably gonna laugh at this, but I've watched puffers eat them. Wow, right? But that could also have been, or can be, what can kill your fish too. That could kill your fish, latch onto your fish, suck all the parasites out of them, and then suck all the blood out of them too. I've fed them to the fish before, though. I have. I know I have, because I've seen them in the last batch of worms. And I also found out the reason why my general hardness is staying at a constant 40. It's right here. Because they clean this stuff in, what is it? They clean it in tap water, and our tap water is shit out here. So I've been consistently doing like a 10 to 20% change every couple of days or a couple of weeks. I do a 10 to 20% change of water. And the reason that is because of these guys. But you know what? You can't not feed your fish the food that they don't like to eat. You know? Yeah, some people wouldn't trust putting the leech in there either. But if your fish are bigger or big enough, they'll eat it. Trust me. Like, I could go feed that to a cichlid right now and he'd eat it. But yeah. Not that I'm going to. I'm actually going to try to get rid of him. But yeah. It was just a weird little thing to do a video about. Oh, my knees. The other day I got what I believe is an assassin snail. And he's somewhere in here, but I honestly don't know where. There's one of the puffers. Anyhow, let's notify the person that's in the living room that I'm coming out there. She needs to pause her TV. Hey, pause your TV! Please. I believe that's an assassin snail. The only bad thing is he'll kill the other two that are in there. You'd cut the leech? Oh, come on now. Be nice. He deserves to live too, you know. He's an organism. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? Yeah. I'm alright. I'm just annoyed, I guess you would say. Hey Mom, what do we do with leeches?
Put them on your skin.
You're probably amazed at this other fish being in here with this beta. He has not murdered him yet. Ah, my butt. I want to get a female, but kind of putting that off until I can get a piece of glass that I could separate them with. Yeah, he's just a little panda, Corey. Come on. He's having fun in there. Are you kidding me? He thinks that's a mansion. The grass grew back. Somewhat. There's algae galore though. That's why I put more snails in there. This is not the kitchen, nor is it the sink, Mother. Anyhow, why I'm saying that is because there's plates over here. So there's the salt water. That's what else I've done to it. I've kind of like made it like I made a little bridge. I was thinking about this one fish tonight that I saw later amphibian and fish channel, and it's called the hawkfish. I really want the hawkfish, but yeah, I figured I'd show you guys the leech, then show you guys the rest of the tanks and how they've been doing, and kind of give you an update. I haven't done that in a while. You know, giving updates is what I mean. I got a new fish in the other tank as well. I had gotten autosyncluses, which are very small plecos, like this. Probably about that big, full grown, something like that. Anyways, one of them got eaten. The other one's still alive. And that's not in this tank, though. That's in the tank in the bedroom that I started out in. Yeah, we started out at. But, that's my saltwater tank. We're getting closer and closer. I also thought I'd drop this in a video. We're going to Reef Palooza tomorrow, so if anybody's in Southern California and wants to meet up or talk for a little bit, I'll be there. But I won't be there tomorrow, or the next day, because it's Saturday and Sunday. I just thought I'd throw that out there for the people who don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be fun, and I hope my phone's charged enough to do video, because that'll be good too. That'll be cool to, you know, just give a lowdown of everybody that's there or whatnot. But yeah, some of these pieces of coral I got from the Dominican, and they looked beyond bleach, and which means they were dead. I won't take coral that are not dead out of the ocean, because I know that's affecting their life cycle, and vice versa, another ecosystem, and so on and so forth. But most of the stuff that I get that's older that I throw back into a tank is from the beach. Try to get it to regrow or something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do when setting this up, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun venture, I'd say. I'm surprised these other snails haven't gotten eaten yet. What's up, V-Stag? Alright, later, Angelo. What's up, KG? I almost didn't notice you there. The comment was way up there. I had to scroll up. I can only scroll so far with the comments. But as you guys notice, I don't know if you notice this at the top, he's got a whole bed of bubbles. That's his nest. I need to get him a female in there. And then he'll probably eat her, or she'll eat him, whatever, you know. But they'll end up mating. That's just the cycle with betas, is one kills the other. Can't remember if it's the male or the female. Look at the color on that guy. I've seen this snail cycle the tank, like roll around the tank, but probably like 30, 40 times by now. I think it's an assassin snail. I'm not 100% though. Let me light him up. You see the greenness on his he's got this weird, wicked weird pattern. He's not messing with any of the other snails yet, so I don't have to take him out yet. But as soon as I see him attaching to another snail, I'll take him out. But yeah. You guys want to go see the tanks in the garage, just let me know. Say something. Otherwise, you're going to watch this little guy move back and forth for a few minutes till I get up off my boot. Trumpets new? I don't know. Because the last time I got one that had all those speckles on it, the guy at the local fish store told me it was an assassin. And this guy has a bunch of little speckles on him. Anywho, let's go to the garage. need to bring these with. Oh no, don't get that leech in there. Actually, let's put these away first, since we're in the kitchen. Then we can get everybody's food ready for the night. You guys can watch me feed. Yeah, this tank, or this container is almost empty. I learned something. Don't fill the thing all the way to the top. Worms can climb. Especially when they're alive. I have no idea where that rubber band just went. The leech is still in there. He attached himself to worms. You know, even though you're not supposed to, I saw the guy at the LFS feed brown worms, like these right here, to cichlid tanks. But he fed them in a mixture like I do, so it makes me feel not so dumb when I do that now. Nah, you ain't getting connected to those worms, you leech. No. But yeah, you can see that's a big pile of worms that'll last me probably like 2 to 3 weeks. With all the fish that I have. I probably have 6 tanks now, Ma? Yeah, 6 tanks. Once the 40 gallons back in the house, that's the 6th one. Make sure there's no freaking what's called in here. You know, I figured what I was doing before, I was feeding too much. So I'm just gonna use one little container and put the food for just all of my tanks. Well, because I give them each assorted bit. I don't really try to feed this to the beta. I try to give him more the frozen bloodworms, but like I said, if the guy at the fish store does the same thing that I do, then it's not a bad idea. Because what you're doing is you're just introducing a tolerance to other food that they shouldn't really have. Or they should have less regularly, if that makes sense. And avoid, I don't really care if you don't like what's on the t-shirt. It's just a t-shirt to me because I've had this t-shirt for years. Anyways, point blank, I don't care if there's a big old leaf on it. I don't care what your parents say or don't say, or ew, there's a spider. I honestly don't care if you don't like my channel. You know where the red X is. I don't like spiders. You think he's dead yet? But yeah, there's the container we feed in. So we're just mixing brown and red worms, or as they call them, black worms and red worms. I already put the red worms in there earlier, so I don't really have to put as much in there. I could put another frozen nugget and have this ready for the next day, but I don't usually try to do that because sometimes it goes bad, even in the refrigerator. I mean, you can meal prep for yourself, but you can't meal prep for fish half the time, because if you do, you'll end up wasting some of the food. That's just my opinion. But then again, what do I know? Because they have cultures of various different types of worms and food over at the fish store, so maybe I'm wrong. You know? Can't always be right. Anyhow, let's go feed. Start off in the garage because these guys are always the hungriest. Don't want to trip there. Watch your step. Hopefully we stay connected to the internet. Let's see, where can I put you? No, that doesn't work. Well, at least not like that, it doesn't. No, that doesn't work either. Give me a second, ladies and germs. We are experiencing a difficulty. Oh no, we don't want that sound. That sounds very annoying. I'm gonna try to find something to stand this on. I keep telling myself I need to go out and buy one of them tripods. I just haven't had the extra $30. You know? There we go. I guess that's as good as we get. missing a fish here. Which I hope she's still alive. We're missing my convict, which means I'm putting my freaking hands in the tank. Ah, there she is. Ah, that's why we're missing her. She's hiding from somebody ripping her fins apart. Because obviously somebody got too hungry and started seeing the other fish in the tank as food, as he often does. Okay, so I have a fish that I have not seen in a couple days in here. And the reason I don't see it is because it hides. And it is a carnivore. So some of these fish in here are omnivores. Or, I mean, yeah, omnivores, which means they eat both meat and they eat more of a what do you call it, a plant-based diet. But I've raised these guys since they were little, eating basically both plant-based diet and bloodworms and other worms. So here you go. As you can tell, they kind of go crazy for it. That's the mom there. And I threw enough in there because there's like, I want to say there's like close to 12 cichlids in, no, 13 cichlids in here. Yeah. Maybe 14. They're all about this size. Other than the one that's hiding over here underneath this boat. I know that's where he's at because that's actually, I mean, I keep saying he, but I keep forgetting all three of these adults in here are females. Sleight of thought, you know? You tend to forget things sometimes. We're all human. And if you're wondering why I did that again, is because that's the last scoop that I'm giving them, because there is a lot of them in there and they will go picking through the gravel. And also later tonight I'm probably going to do a rearrange and add more of a sand-like substrate or a finer rock-like substrate, because as you can see, this tank is really shallow on the substrate. That's not a bad thing, but it could be higher for this tank, and that probably would help with some of the water level problems in this tank. But yeah, as you can tell, they're trying to go to every crack and crevice and go get each and every worm, so I'm not feeding them the wrong food if they like it, you know. And I've noticed the only other food they'll eat, see, there he is, or she is, I mean, sorry. The only other food they'll eat that I've noticed is some sort of spirulina or what is it? Fluval bug bites, which is made out of some sort of insects, and there's another couple, but I just can't remember if they're made out of spirulina or something else. But yeah, they don't really like a lot of foods. They're very picky, I've noticed. I don't, however, see my Chinese algae eater that is like, I believe he's an albino, and he is the only adult male in this tank. And he's just cleanup crew, and I've got a buttload of snails. When I say a buttload of snails, there is a buttload of snails in this tank. I only see them every now and again, though. And it's usually when I'm doing water changes. Otherwise, they're in the substrate. These guys don't really eat them. The only one that would eat them in here, you only saw one little glimpse of, and then she went right back into her hiding spot because that's where she hangs out half the time. And that female is not realizing that's a box. You need to go inside the box to get the worms that are on the bottom of the box. It's only a timeout box for when they're being bad. I'm obviously going to have to put it back in the other tank, though, and put my albino, my zebra-striped albino back into it because she's being a little, or he's being a little shithead. He's beating up on the convict, and he wasn't doing that before. He's just started doing it again. I mean, he was, but wasn't, if that makes sense. He was doing it off and on. He wasn't doing it like he is now. He's gonna kill her, though, if he keeps it up. So, I'll end up trading him into the box later tonight. Anywho, let's go back into the 10-gallon and the 2.6 gallon. Had to think there for a second. You know what's funny is I saw a 2.6 gallon with like this much substrate the other night, and I was thinking to myself, they left 1.5 gallons of water basically doing that much substrate for their fish to swim in. If you do that much substrate with that inert substrate, that's not enough. Even that baby is trying to get the worms that are at the bottom of that box. I'm going to have to take some of those rocks out of there. But yeah, let's go to the other room. Ugh, my back. As you can see, this has kind of become a clusterfuck of a mess pile. And again, if people don't like that I cuss so much, I'm not advertiser friendly. Not safe for work. Mom. It doesn't matter. Copyright infringement.
I didn't know you were coming in.
Seriously, you hear me talking, saying I'm coming towards the house, and then you're still blaring the TV louder than anybody can hear. Yeah. Honestly, I get tired of these little babies that can't handle somebody saying an F-bomb or vice versa. They think it's user friendly or some crap. Get over yourselves. That's what I want to say. 1, 2, 3. We also treated this tank last night with Rally, because there's a fish in here that needed it. Oh shit, my knee. See if we can catch the puffers eating some worms. Oh, I didn't even notice that guy there. Where is he? Oh, right there. Yeah, that's what we got the other day. It was only $4. And kind of pissed the other one got killed. But if you could see back there with this light on, you can't, obviously. He's cleaned the whole back of the tank. So did the other one before it got murdered by dun 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 dun. Where's he at? I know he's usually hiding over here. There's one of them. I want to go and buy all the ones at the LFS. This guy needed the rally. If you can't see the end of his tail, that's what I treat with lately when they're sick or sickly looking, because it's better than Melafix. It cures all the same things as Melafix, and it works in my opinion. Use what works. I just saw this cardinal, or this tetra, forget what that's called right now. Antler tetra, that's right. Orange spot antler tetras. I can't remember exact name, but that's what they have on their ends. And they're kind of, I've been told that they can be a brackish water fish, and you might not believe me on this, but the reason that is because they're in the swordtail family or something like that. But most of the fish in here are living in a very high pH. The pH varies in this tank from 7.8 to 8.2 throughout the weeks. And I have no idea why it does that. It's just, it depends probably on how many snails are in here at that time, I think. But maybe I'm wrong, you know? So I'm going to have to go get the bottle of Raleigh over at the fish store that has the cracked lid for $10. Because I'm almost out. I'm like literally almost out. But yeah, because it has a cracked lid, they're selling it for half the price that they normally sell it for, which is great. The sealing, though, they put a sealing on Raleigh, so not that you have to worry about a lid being cracked buying a product. It's just you worry about the seal usually. Anyhow, I've been chitter-chattering for a long time. Yeah, me too. That's why I always look for those deals. And then Raleigh has one for plants as well. People don't usually know that, but the one for plants is like a lime, or no, a teal green, and it works too. It also gets rid of any parasites or fungal infections that plants get, or so on and so forth. I really love their products, if you can't tell. They also have one for ick as well, and I've never used that one, but I've used most of their products, as I'm trying to elaborate to you. And I tested this tank today. There's nothing wrong with this tank other than, again, my hardness stays at a very high, you know. I get it from a store called the Aquarium Connection. That is my local name drop for my LFS. And they're great to me, so anybody else who goes in there, just, if you live in California, that is, just tell them, hey, you heard about it from Nick the Dick. They'll know right who I am just by you saying that. I think we should throw in another spoonful. What do you guys think? There's enough to. Hey, you never know. You might come out to California one time. You never know. I gotta get up. Oi! My knees. On this one, I think I have to just pour it in because there's no more of the live ones to kind of clump the frozen ones together. So it's good to overfeed the cichlids because then I got these guys at the last bit and they aren't getting overfed this time. Plus the cichlids eat more. I've noticed that lately. These guys, they'll eat, but they'll eat when they want to. That's the problem with these guys. Oh, the big one. He came out of hiding. He realized, hey, there's food in here. I need to start chowing. I have never gotten him on camera eating before. Let's see if he'll do it again. Come on, do it again, please. Please. He is so big, though, for a pea puffer. Look how fat his belly is. We call him Little Dick, by the way, if you didn't know that. He killed Little Pete, I'm pretty sure. And then we had Little Loose in there. She's been gone. Actually, no, there might be another Little Loose in there because I did get another fish. And they all usually have the same beginning title to their name, which is Lil. But yeah, I usually have to pour pH down in this tank lately because it's going to the parameters of salt water in this tank lately. I have no idea why. Sorry, I just slipped on my words. But yeah, as you can see, he kind of likes to be secluded to himself, and he always hides over there. And that's where I found him munching down on an autocinquis the other day. Was right over here. So, obviously, if he's not being fed enough, or if he thinks he's not being fed enough, he'll go around munching on other fish. And that ain't cool to me. That's why I don't put shrimp in there anymore, because I'm just basically putting them in there for him to murder them. Which ain't cool, as I've said again. But yeah, let's go to the beta tank now. I mean, now let's go to the beta tank. Now that they've been literally overfed. That's okay though, because I have enough filtration on all three, actually all four of my freshwater tanks. And sorry for being rude, but you did have the TV blaring to where everybody could hear it over my phone. Yep. I need something to hold the phone. He's like, I know what you're doing. Go for it, dude. I just gave you a whole bunch. You better eat them, too. He didn't even notice. That's his problem half the time, is he's not noticing me pour them into the tank. And I can't give him any more because he will not eat them. Nope. That was your shot to get it, and you missed it. You gotta go scavenge them off the bottom now. Be a bottom feeder for the day. Stop being a brat. Eat them. It's okay though, because as little as you guys think, the panda Cory will eat those too. If you didn't know that, now you do. Resume your show, because I'm going back to the garage. Bye. Okay. This is the last of them. Bye. Because I know they'll eat them. They won't waste them. Anyhow. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of a long stream. A semi-long stream. Gonna see about pouring the rest of that. Actually, I should probably just wait till tomorrow and get some Mellifix, and or vice versa. Just wait till tomorrow and get that Rally Reef. But thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Thank you everybody that supports the stream, and thank you everybody that supports my channel, because without you guys it ain't possible. Don't forget that. But yeah, have a blessed weekend. God bless you all. If you don't hear from me more this weekend, then obviously didn't get the chance to film at Reefapalooza. Hopefully I do get the chance to, though. And I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. And don't forget, with the faith of a mustard seed, you can move any freaking mountain. Don't let them molehills turn into mountains.